4.1, the distributive property. So in chapter 4, we work on the beginning of solving different kinds of equations, but we need to know how to deal with a number outside a set of parentheses. So the first problems that we're going to get have just numbers in them. So we cannot follow the PEMDAS rule where you would do parentheses first. But what you really use distributive property for are when there are other terms inside the parentheses with variables and things like that. But we're going to start with just numbers so that we can see how this is done. And basically you follow these steps. You multiply the outside number across both numbers inside, or both terms inside. Then rewrite it and simplify as needed. Okay, so the very first thing would be a problem like this: 4 times the quantity, 5 plus 8. That's how you read that. 4 times the quantity, that's what the parentheses are read as, 5 plus 8. So the arrows show you what you do, and you take 4 times 5, which is 20, and 4 plus 4 times 8, which is 32, and then the answer would be 52. Okay, any surprises there on that? All right. I realized that it would be way easier to do that problem by adding the two numbers inside and following PEMDAS, but we're not doing that today. So make sure you don't do that, okay? If you have the number on the right-hand side of the parentheses, you can do the same exact thing. It doesn't matter. We do 6 times 3, which is 18. And then 3 times negative 7 is how you look at that. So what's 3 times negative 7? Negative 21. So what would 18 minus 21 be, Layla? Negative 3 would be your final answer. Okay, now we're looking at having a negative number out in front. So negative 5 times negative 5 times positive 7, what would that be? Stephen?
Negative 35.
Negative 35. And then negative 5 times negative 2 would be what?
Are you at?
Yeah, yes.
That would be positive 10.
Positive 10. And if I have negative 35, so I'm in the whole 35 and I gain 10, where would I be?
Negative 25.
Negative 25. Any questions about that kind of distributive property? Okay, see how we write an intermediate step and then the final answer, right? Okay. Let's see what is next then, if we can do some of this with, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I'll go. Thank you anyway. So now let's look at them with variables, which is what this is really all about. So with variables, anytime you take a number times a variable, you just write that number in front. So as I'm taking 2 times the quantity x plus 8, you take 2 times x and get 2x, and 2 times 8, you get 16, and you're done. You can't combine any further because the 2 has the x, and the 16 is a plain old number. Those can't be combined together. And we talk more about that tomorrow, but right now you just stop with 2x plus 16. Okay, let's go to this one. Y plus 6 times 3. I'm going to take the 3 and the y and multiply together. Does somebody want to do this one or try it? Okay, Trayton?
3y.
3y. And then 3 times 6 plus 18. All right, let's try 6 times the quantity A minus 8. How about somebody that hasn't gotten a ticket today so far?
I have a question.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't matter which way they are. Like if 18's in front.
Well, generally what you want in these is you want the letter term first and the plain constant, the plain number last. Okay, that's usually how you should write it. All right?
All right.
Good question. All right, so let's do 6 times the quantity A minus 8. Logan, what's 6 times A?
6A.
6A. And then 6 times negative 8.
Negative 48.
And you write minus 48. Very good. 6A minus 48. Questions? All right, let's look at this one. Negative 5 times the quantity, negative n plus 3. Who's doing this one? Shane. Negative 5 times negative n. Positive 5n. And then negative 5 times positive 3. Good. 5n minus 15. All right. 4 times the quantity x minus 2. Haley, what's 4 times x?
4x.
4x. And 4 times negative 2?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. 4x minus 8. Couple more. Negative 2 times the quantity n minus 3. Tori, negative 2 times n. Negative 2n. And negative 2 times negative 3 plus 6. Last one. Somebody else that didn't get a ticket yet. Dakota. Negative 3 times x.
Negative 3x.
Negative 3x. And negative 3 times 7.
Negative 21.
Negative 21. Questions about that? So just make sure when they're plain numbers like the one at the top, you write the intermediate step, and then on the bottom you can go right into the answer. If they would have any double signs inside the parentheses, if that would happen, rewrite that with just one sign like we've done all year. Okay? Does anybody got any questions?